Hello, I'm Squash Coach Philip and I built Discover Squash. In this short video I'm going to give you a brief overtour of the site, but more importantly I'm going to talk about how the links section works and how you can find the type of content that you're interested in. So the page that you see here is what it looks like when you first open it up. Now I'm using a desktop, it might look a little bit different on a tablet or a mobile phone, but it should look more or less the same. The first button at the top is the Feeling Lucky button. It jumps you down to this section here and you can click this button and it will take you to a random website. The speed that it opens is based on the speed that the page loads. In this case it's a very slow page, and there we go. And this is, it looks like the Italian Federation, so it's a quite a slow loading page. Now the next section is the link section, which is obviously the main reason for this content, which we will come back to. The next section is the featured section. Now this is a new section where I promote one particularly interesting website more or less once every month. This one has Squash Library, which is a new website built by Andrew Shelley. Andrew Shelley is a very important person within the squash community, but you can learn more about him on this particular website. The next section is the About section, which it basically is what this video is. It explains about the website itself, and recently I've added this section here, which is a log, which shows you what I've been doing to the site. And then there's a section here about me and a link to my website. And a project section. Now this is a section of all the projects that I'm working on, and of course I highly recommend that you go visit one of those. So let's go back to the link section and see what we've got here. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's a limited number of entries. It is by default it is set to 10 entries, but you can change that when you visit the site. You can say I want to see 25 entries. Now the change is immediate because all of the data is loaded before you see it, so you don't have to wait for it to load. I'm going to take it back to 10. The columns. The first column is the name of the resource. If it's a player, then it's the name of the player. If it's a national federation, it's listed in alphabetical order and the name of the resource. The next is the link and the type of link. So if I click this will take me to the National Federation from Argentina, and this is a Twitter website. We'll come back to that. The next column is the date added, which can be useful if you want to see the newest edition. So I click this and it shows you those that have been added on the 3rd of November. Now the name column is in alphabetical order, so it still has that alphabetical order based on the date. And the next section is the tags. Now the tags are basically key descriptive words that allow you to search for something. This is the search button. It is live. You don't have to press anything. It happens automatically. It searches all of the fields, not just the tags. So let's look at how that would work. Imagine that you were looking for a national federation. So you type in Nat Fed, but you only wanted ones from the USA. Okay, here you go. You can see one here that you've got the USA. Now of course that's a little bit silly because there is only one national federation from the USA. But imagine that you wanted a regional federation from the USA. And there you go. I've only had time to actually add the New Mexico Federation. Or what if you wanted from Canada? Well, I've had more time to do that, so you've got the list there. Now imagine that you wanted to see player websites. But you only wanted to see the females. Well, you type in female and it shows you here. I've only had time to add the top 5 in the world at the time I added them. Now imagine you wanted men, you type in man. I did not put male and female because if you search for female you will also get the results for male, and that won't be any use. Now imagine that you wanted to only see the Twitter pages of players. Well, here we go. You can see those. I don't know how many other people have Twitter pages, but I'll add those as I come along. Now if I take away the results, I get the full results again, and if I wanted to I can just scroll through. I can just click along here to see all of them, and as I said, it loads immediately because all of the data has been loaded. And then further down here is a usage guide, basically the text of what I've just explained. Now, this is the current list of tags. This helps you search. So if you're looking for an app, you can search in here, and these are the apps that I currently have listed. I'm sure there are others, and I will add those when I get time. And here are the country codes. So there's probably lots of places where they don't have squash, but I've added all of them, so if at some point I need to add those websites, I will. I am constantly reorganizing, or at least thinking about the best way to organize the tags, whether I should have languages or just countries. So there's still a little bit of work, but I am doing that regularly. And at the time of this video, there are 150 websites, and it's listed up here. So that's it. If you've got any questions about how to use this links section, then please don't hesitate to post a comment on this video, or if you prefer, you can send me an email, which is squashcoachphilip@gmail.com. There are 2 L's in Philip. So thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful, and remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.